Welcome to Quick Tech News, where we keep you updated in the world of tech without wasting your time. So, today we have a bunch of new leaks regarding the Samsung S21 series, or in other words, their new lineup of phones, launching early next year, set to replace the S20 series. As per the previous video I made on this topic, incorrectly calling it the S30 series, the physical design of the new phones seems to have been leaked quite accurately, so most likely this is what the S21 will look like, and the S21 Ultra will look like this, with an even larger camera bump. When it comes to specifications, we have some juicy details as well. Regarding the processor, all phones will likely have either the QUALCOMM Snapdragon 875 or the Exynos 2100, depending on the region or market. We'll have to see how those two chips compare. This year there were many complaining about the Exynos versions of the Galaxy devices, saying that they are inferior to the Qualcomm counterparts. Regarding displays, the standard S21 is said to have a 6.2-inch Full HD Plus display. The S21 Plus goes bigger with a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus display, and you guessed it, the Ultra takes the cake with a 6.8-inch Quad HD display. Interestingly, and perhaps concerningly, all three devices are listed to have an LTPS display, which, in case you don't know, is basically LCD technology. Samsung have been using AMOLED display technology for years, so it would be a strange move for them to go back to LCD, especially when others like Apple are now also using OLED displays. If this is correct, then perhaps it was done to improve the max brightness of the displays, which apparently, at least on the Ultra, they have done, with a peak brightness of 1600 nits over 1400 nits on the S20 Ultra. All three new phones will also be able to operate at 120Hz refresh rate, but they did that already this year with OLED panels, so that can't be the reason. Anyway, hopefully this bit of reporting is false. Moving on to cameras, it looks like the standard S21 and S21 Plus will have a triple camera setup, quite similar to this year, but the Ultra is getting some attention. It's rumored to have a 108 megapixel primary sensor, 10 megapixel telephoto with 3 times optical zoom, and a 10 megapixel telephoto with 10 times optical zoom. I don't know what's the deal with the megapixel wars at the moment. It seems like just a couple years ago we were all quite happy on 10 to 12, maybe 16 megapixels. But now they keep trying to top each other. This happened some years ago as well when Nokia Lumia devices were still around. But back then I think we realized that on such a tiny sensor it makes no sense to have so many pixels because none of them will get enough light. So manufacturers started focusing on pixel size instead. But perhaps now with all the software trickery they are able to get a lot more information out of a lot less light. Anyway, speaking of pixel size, Samsung is said to offer 130% larger pixels on the 3x and 10x telephoto shooters. In the leaks it was also mentioned that the telephoto sensors will have a pixel size of 1.22 micron pixels, making them the strongest optical zoom system we've seen on a phone yet. I've been going on for a while, so I'll just speed through the rest of it. When recording video, the phone will be able to switch automatically between 30 and 60 frames per second depending on lighting conditions. The new models will support 4K 60 frames per second video recording. Apparently they'll have a dual video recording through both front and rear cameras simultaneously. All new phones will support 5G, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1. The S21 Ultra is rumored to have ultra-wideband support as well. The S21 is said to have a 4000 mAh battery. The Plus is said to have a 4800 mAh battery and the Ultra 5000 mAh. All three should have 25 watts fast charging. The S21 Ultra apparently has S Pen support, but you can't store it in the phone like with the Note series. Instead, you'll be able to buy a phone case that can hold the pen. And that's the end. What do you guys think of these leaks? Do you think anything will change? Let us know down below. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you could like the video, subscribe and tell your friends to help get this channel off the ground. Thanks, and see you next time. Oh, and thanks for 600.